Hi, I'm Green Ivy Simming and welcome to my channel. I've been working on rebuilding and repopulating some of the worlds of Sims 4 for those of us who have been playing for a long time and need new households and new lots to play with. I have already redone 8 of the first worlds and I'm working on Del Sol Valley and Granite Falls currently, and this is one of the households for the save file. You can find the save file on CurseForge or Tumblr by searching Mitochondrian save file or just my profile name. They are also both linked at the top of my channel in the description. I wanted to create a household of 3 Sims who would live in one of the condos which we'll build in the previous videos, and they would come already from money and from famous families, which would make it easier for them to become famous as they grew up in Del Sol Valley and grew up in the spotlight. We begin with Amalia, who I imagine to be kind of naive and sweet, but also bratty, and she grew up around wealth. I don't think that she understands that other people did not have the same experience or similar experience. She lives in a kind of bubble where life is very perfect. She is aiming to become a world-renowned stylist, and she has kind of this cutesy style, and it's cutesy but preppy also, and her colors are mostly pink and blue. She has striking blue eyes. All of her outfits are in that kind of color scheme. It was really easy to dress her because I kind of knew exactly how I imagined her. Yeah, so she's really outgoing and kind of a socialite, but also she is one of those people who only socialized with people their parents introduced them to. So now that she and her brother moved out, it's gonna be very different and very shocking to her. Yeah. I kind of struggled with her formal hair because I really liked the hair that she had, and it was hard to find an updo that I liked. But yeah, I used Star Wars for that. And here I remembered that I did not put nails on any of her other outfits, so I go back and put nails. I kept the length the same, but the colors different. I really love her swimwear. It's very her, it's very pinkish. I tried not to make her look like a Barbie too much, because I don't think that her style is Barbie-like, except for this outfit. This screamed Barbie to me, the denim skirt and the pink leotard. Yeah, and she always wears the same kind of eyeliner, and she loves thick lashes. This was a bit of a choice to hat, but I thought that this kind of looked a bit like Coachella-like. I think the outerwear was the hardest for me, because I kind of wanted to stick to the theme, but it was hard to find things that looked feminine enough but not childish, because I feel like she she doesn't have childish style, but the colors for some of the items make the outfit look childish. Oh, and I also remembered that I did not give her earrings on any of the outfits, so I went back and did that. And now we're changing the pants again. Yeah. In the end, I just went with simple jeans. Yeah, and her name is Amalia Stirfire. Now we're creating her brother. Her brother is named Loren James. I felt like two names were appropriate for this kind of caliber of family. Yeah, and at the beginning he really looked like a doll, and I did not like that. I think it was the eyes, and also because of the genetics, it randomized him with the same nose and the same eyes as her, and I wanted them to not look that similar, so I changed his nose. So he still has the same eyes, but the nose is different. Yeah, and I'm messing a lot. When I changed the hair, he started to look more like a normal sim and not like a Kindle. Yeah, and he's kind of the black sheep of the family because Amelia is kind of the golden child. He was always the second choice, but he's not the kind to act out much. He's more eccentric than her, and maybe doesn't live in such a bubble. Yeah. For most of his outfits, I chose a lot of purple accents, except for his everyday wear, which is much darker than all of the other outfits. Here I begin to go with purple accents, I think. Yeah. Except for his active wear as well, it's all white, which I feel is trendy, but I'm still not sure if I like this outfit. Yeah. And Loren wants to be a music producer, mainly electronica and R&B. He plays a lot of instruments. He's mediocre at all of them, but it's not what he specializes on, so he knows as much as he needs for his producing. He's more laid back than his sister, and he's not as naive. I think you wouldn't find them in the same crowds. He kinda likes to be with people who don't come from the same background as he does. So we're on his outerwear, and I went for a leather jacket of some sorts because it was hard to find anything in the warmer clothing that I actually thought that it fit his style, but it shouldn't be a problem because also Valley climate is kind of warm soon. And now we're creating Verona, who is the last sim. Verona comes from a different family, and she's a friend of Amelia's. She comes from a family of lawyers and businessmen, so she did not grow up in the spotlight, but her parents were known because of how well they succeeded at their jobs. And she grew up with a lot of money because of how successful her parents were. everybody knows who her dad is, and because he's such a well-known lawyer, uh, people are kind of scared of him. So when she entered the acting industry, she got more roles than any other starting actress because of who her parents were and because of people feared them. I wanted her to have a kind of an edgy aesthetic, but also like she was a celebrity and not a teenager. So she wears these kind of classical pants with a tube top, but the edginess of her style comes in through her red hair and bold makeup and other accents like jewelry. Yeah, I gave her a eyebrow piercing as well as a septum ring. Yeah, so I thought that I might experiment with some hats because I thought that because of her dramatic character it might work, but I couldn't find anything that I liked. And yeah, I gave her freckles because it really suited her with the red hair that she has. And we're going to tattoos, which I gave her 3 of. I especially liked the cowplant one on her thigh. Yeah. I wanted to give her one of the vampire dresses, but I decided against it because they were too ruffly and had flowers on them, and I didn't feel like it's her style. It was too Victorian looking. And I went with this red classic one instead. And this is, I think, the first time I'm so color coded on my Sims. I just felt like these 3 had their signature colors and they would not leave their palette, and it suited them so well, especially with Verona and Loren, because of their hair color. Not everything fits as well, and I didn't want Loren to wear a lot of black. I felt like he's not that kind of person. But for Verona, this dramatic look really suits her. I even went with black gloves with this dress, which matched the black headpiece. And I love this hair, but it's so hard to use because of how dramatic it is. But I think Verona pulls it off really well. Yeah, I think for her athletic wear, I went with a pair of biker shorts. Yeah, here in a second. And also a tank top, simple tank top. And I wanted to put her hair in a bonnet for her sleepwear because she has very luscious hair and I think she takes good care of it. Here also I remembered that I needed to put nails on. So Verona is an aspiring actress and she is the bulldog of the group. And this is just a front for everyone else. She's actually really sweet with people that she cares about, but she's kind of hot-headed, so she's an emotional decision maker. So she does get into fights with her roommates, but also it's not coming from a bad place. She just doesn't have a lot of patience. And I imagine her to be very free-willed, and she's not the one to settle down quickly, and she likes exploring, and she likes the attention that her career gives her, and becoming a celebrity. I feel like she's just at that point where people are starting to recognize her. and she loves that kind of attention. She has a few flings. I think when you load into the family, she has at least two, so she's not looking for anything serious as well. Yeah, she wears a lot of kind of darker eyes and darker or bolder lips. Yeah, and we're finishing off with her cold outfit, which I rarely use those tights, but I really like them here. It was hard for me to find a jacket. I really love that jacket from the kit. Yeah, and the skirt is also from a kit, so again with kind of bolder eyes and bolder lips and the piercings. I wanted to give her those large piercings, but I thought that it was too much because she kind of has that classic style while also being edgy, so that was too much on her. And now the last member of the family is the cat. I really liked the first randomized cat that it gave me. Looks very angry and sassy, which I really loved because I think it fits perfectly with the family. And I searched through the clothes, and I really like this kind of edgy look for the cat as well. The cat's name is Mr. Nosy, and the closest family member to Mr. Nosy is Verona, because they are kind of a similar character. Yeah, so now we're giving traits to them. So, yeah, Amelia is romantic, she's a bit paranoid, and she's cheerful. Yeah, and Loren is a musical genius, sorry, outgoing and self-absorbed. And I gave Verona non-committal and perfectionist traits, and then lastly, she should get hot-headed. I felt like Amelia would become paranoid quite soon after finding out that the world is not how she was made to believe in while she lived with her parents. Because their protectiveness kind of made her think that the world is perfect and nothing needs to be fixed. Yeah. And Amelia likes to cook, and she dislikes jokes and mischief. But Amelia likes metallic music, which I think it is one of the things that nobody would assume about her, but she does. And for both Lauren and Amelia, I gave dislikes for nature type activities like fishing or gardening, because I think they would never dirty their fingers. Verona is into mixology, like a hobby, and she also strangely really likes egotistical sims. I think she's a bit egotistical, and she likes that about other people. She kind of likes clashing when two people clash a lot. She sees that as chemistry. Yeah, so just adding the last dislikes and likes and attractiveness quirks. Here are the final outfits, and thank you for watching.